Good morning, brothers and sisters. This is a prophecy report entitled, Choosing to be an Abomination unto God. The book of Proverbs says, These 6 things the Lord hates. 7 are abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that are swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaks lies, and he that sows discord among the brethren. God is a God of truth. Jesus is truth. Satan is the father of lies. A nation that chooses to abandon the truth and become a nation of fraud, lies, and deceit is also choosing to become a nation that is an abomination unto God. A nation founded on the Scriptures cannot choose to abandon God and follow Satan and get away with it forever. God will call for repentance by allowing hardship to come upon that nation, but a lack of repentance will ultimately stir the wrath of God. Here are some recent events that seem to indicate that the rapture and tribulation period are close. Concerning abandonment of the truth, deceit, and persecution, a street preacher that heads a group called Warriors for Christ expressed his concerns on social media 3 times about a church in Oklahoma that was endorsing same-sex marriage, drag queen shows in front of children, and more. When one of the gay church members told the local city council some of the things the street preacher was saying were not true, the street preacher produced photos and video clips to verify what he was posting. The church petitioned the county court for a restraining order to silence the preacher, and the court threatened to arrest him and jail him for up to 5 years if he posted any more Bible verses on social media that condemn homosexuality. The Rutherford Institute is appealing the court order on behalf of the preacher. According to John Whitehead, head of the Rutherford Institute, this case is an effort to criminalize speech, thoughts, and actions that are not politically correct. Concerning abandoning God and not getting away with it, on April 22nd, Germany shut down its 3 remaining nuclear power plants. These 3 plants produced only about 6% of Germany's power, but for a nation that was already experiencing major energy shortages, a 6% reduction makes a bad situation worse. The idea that Germany could produce enough solar and wind power to meet her clean energy needs has turned out to be wishful thinking. The destruction of the Nord Stream pipeline and sanctions against Russia have made Germany's energy situation worse. With insufficient energy, Germany's economy is headed for big trouble, and her wound is mostly self-inflicted, but many people are going to suffer. Concerning the coming false religion, mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, and the abominations of the earth, on April 19th, it was reported that Bishop Manuel Sanchez of Spain submitted an op-ed that was printed in a regional Spanish newspaper. His op-ed was entitled, The 2030 Agenda in the NWO. Here is some of what was said. The Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals are anti-Christian, and they are designed to change the religious beliefs of everyone on earth. Globalists want to establish an unelected and undemocratic world government. Globalists want to transfer the responsibility of raising and educating children from the parents to the government. Globalists want to determine what people should believe about abortion, LGBTQ issues, secularism, the definition of tolerance and intolerance, and how people should live. Agenda 2030 will create a new civilization with everyone living and believing the way the globalists tell them to live and believe. The Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals became global laws on January 1st, 2016. The globalists that are pushing them are anti-Christ, anti-Bible, and anti-Israel. A person cannot reject Jesus, the Bible, Israel, and be saved. The stage is being set for a one-world government, a one-world false religion, persecution, and the mark of the beast. Concerning church members departing from the faith in U.S. churches, on April 24th, it was reported that a 2020 to 2023 survey of 2,000 people who identify as born-again Christians found that only 44% believed that Jesus lived a sinless life. The study was conducted by the Cultural Research Center at Arizona Christian University and was supervised by George Barna. Concerning the tracking of all buying and selling, on April 20th, it was reported that 2 U.S. senators introduced a bill on March 21st, 2023, to create a digital identity for every U.S. citizen. 8 days later, the bill cleared the proper Senate committee and was passed on with a favorable recommendation. A digital ID will allow everyone to be tracked. It can be linked to one's bank account, healthcare records, driver's license, and social security information, and used to control them. Patrick Wood, editor of Technocracy.news, reported that Cinema attended the 2022 Bilderberg meeting and the 2023 World Economic Forum meeting. The fact that a bill to track all buying and selling is pending should help you understand the reality of Bible prophecy and the need to be ready for the rapture. Concerning world government, an international advocacy group of entertainers, politicians, corporate executives, and others called Global Citizens Now, with billions of dollars in commitments, meet each year to discuss ways to advance the UN Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Some of the big names that will gather in New York on April 27th include Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau, French President Macron, the European Union President, John Legend, Hugh Jackman, and others. Other groups that plan to have people present are Verizon, Cisco, Ford, Pepsi Corporation, and Rockefeller. It has been reported that they will combine major announcements on policy initiatives with discussions about immediate steps that can be taken on climate change, food insecurity, gender inequality, and other issues. Concerning anti-Semitism in the U.S., on April 13th, 14 Democrats urged President Biden and Secretary of State Blinken to condition U.S. aid to Israel, money and weapons and equipment, on ending gross human rights violations. When asked if they would support conditioning U.S. aid to the Palestinians on PA respect for Israel and Jewish civil rights, none of them responded. Concerning the coming economic collapse, on April 26th, Gary Bauer, Campaign for Working Families, reported that the interest on America's national debt last year was $475 billion. Higher interest rates will make it worse this year. Biden wants to keep increasing our national debt, and he is refusing to negotiate with Republicans that want to try to avoid a collapse. Finally, are you rapture ready?